there's a list of 32 roads. I take issue with the list because it looks like you've broken the list into what we call Joe, Gra, and Fee. I feel like the routes are probably like 24.
Yes, I will explain that.
But you've made it, you know, so you mentioned something for me, the 32 under the
Big Push program. So the first is construction of a new bridge on the Oti River at Dambais. Yeah. Second is rehabilitation of Wa Han or Wa to
So
Han.
let's take one by. So that one, have you started that bridge?
No, all these projects, and I must thank the finance minister. I have commencement warrant. You know, when we took over to create some discipline, the finance minister, in fact, it was part of the IMF things we needed to do to make sure we tidy up our, have some discipline in the way we program our project. So now, project like this, you need commencement warrant from the finance minister. Why? Because the finance minister need to know what you are going to do, plan and raise the necessary revenue before you start. And all these projects are, as listed here, are part of the Big Push. The first tranche of money, which is the 13 billion, is already allocated for this year. So that is why we went to Parliament to say multi-year. So we are not saying that all these projects can be completed in a year, but for this year we have 13 billion to start this project, and the commencement certificates have been obtained. We are now in the procurement process to get these contractors to site.
So the 13.8 billion will be used for these 32.
Yes.
Or others. These 32, because you had another list of 13, which you say were
all of unbudgeted for, but we are, because the good thing is that this year we are already 7 months into this year. What it means is that the 13 billion is supposed to be for the 12 months. So when we even take on the addition,
so there'll be more money next year.
Of course.
So there are 45 roads in all.
Yes.
So I just wanted to know. So the new bridge at Oti Namanko,
yes.
Has it started?
No. We are procuring the contractors for all of them at the same time.
How long do you expect that to take?
I believe within the next month, almost all these projects should be on site.
Wonderful. Now, Francisca, number 2, 3, and 4, I believe is the same road. Rehabilitation of
Wahan Road. 1 to Mumhamile.
Yeah, 3 roads. Why have you broken it into 3?
Okay, it's a simple thing. This breaking down came from the technocrat. These are the lots of the contracts.
Okay.
So they are not. So let's take for Atimpoku to how do you call it, Aflau?
Yes.
It's one project, but it's one road, but it is not going to be one project. So they broke it down in terms of the lots that the projects are in. So
does that mean that each lot will be given for a different contractor?
If the bidding or the tender process demands that, because one of the things we've noticed as well is that a contractor says, I have capacity, or I have this number of equipment, I can do 50 kilometers. As a road minister, I know that starting to complete and completing 50 kilometers of road properly is much more complicated than people think. They look at the money. Oh, if I do 100 kilometers, it's 1.2 billion. So they are looking at the money. But the technicality, the resource you need. So we break it down into lots that can be handled within 2 years, because we don't want any of these projects to go far beyond 2 years, so we can deliver them. So if you look at your capacity,
all these 32 roads in 2 years, they should be finished.
They should be finished.
What is today's date?
Today is 31st July.
31st July.
Yes.
So 31st July 2027.
Yes.
You are telling me that these 32 roads will all be done?
No, the contract is 2 years, 24 months for each of them.
So then that 24 months is for starting to finishing.
Handing
over.
Yes.
And this is GOG money.
Yes.
Using the Big Push money from the oil money.
Exactly. So we are going to do something. Unlike the past, we are writing into the contract. If you delay for 3 months without any justification, we terminate the work immediately without any further notice. Because in the past, terminating a contract can take over 6 months.
But now they've agreed that if in 3 months, by the way,
they don't have to agree. I am writing the contract. You sign it.
Okay.
That is why we say you do this project in under the 24-hour economy. So you work 24/7. Wow. So you are not compelled to take this project if you have issues with it. You take it knowing very well that these are the conditions.
Have these contracts been signed already?
No.
So we can't use July 30. So when do you hope this contract will be signed?
I believe by the August.
Okay, so let's say
end of August, all of them should be formed.
So by September,
except one, which is the Dambai Bridge.
So for this 32, we expect that by September 1, these guys should be on site working.
Exactly.
So that by September 1, 2027, they should have finished 100 over.
Exactly.
All right. Last question before she goes to the list.
Yeah.
Do you have benchmarks? You know how when we do projects, you can say within 6 months, you should see this.
Yes.
Are there benchmarks that we in the public can know? So that if I go to, because my hometown is Georgia, if I'm going to go through Afiade Nyigba, I need to see a certain level of road to know that this guy is on course.
Okay.
How will we know?
Okay.
Do you feed that into the contract?
So, two things. Once we sign the contract, we are trying to fast track this contract as much as possible without compromising on a value for money and other things. Within 1 month of the contract text taking site, because the agencies under the ministry have already done the studies, costing and everything. So there's little level of design by the contractor. In fact, contractor is not doing any design. The designs or redesign of anything will come from the agencies. So within 1 month, you should see every contractor almost getting close to clearing the right of way that is allocated to them within that contract regime. After, let's say, 6 months, the concrete works, that is, they're supposed to build some bridges, culverts, and other things. You should begin to see them taking shape in good sizes. And within the same period, within the same period, they can start, if there are unsuitable materials somewhere, they excavate and bring suitable materials and start formation and other things. So after 1 year, when you stand at the beginning and drive along any of those roads, you could see the definition of what that road is supposed to be. They might not start doing anything like surfacing and other things, but you should know
how wide the road is.
It should be.
Exactly. So in a year, you should definitely, if you are learning a lot, in 1 month right of way, 6 months you have concrete works and excavation, and then in a year you should see the definition of the road.
Yes.
So in 18 months,
in 18 months, if it's asphaltic surfacing, many of them should finish the binders. Binders will be like some people will still see it like asphalt, but it's like the first level before the wearing course comes. 18 months, many of them.
Binders.
Yes.
So in 24 months, last point, usually when they finish road, they just leave the road without marking it.
Yes.
Who's supposed to mark the road?
The contractor is, we call it road furniture. All those are supposed to be done within the 24 months.
Reflectors and road
markings.
Exactly. They shouldn't just leave the road to put to drive.
Zebra crossing, everything.
In 24 months?
In 24 months.
Good. Go through the list. Yeah. So all of you, right, by September 1, 2027, these roads should be finished. Francisca, we are waiting.
Okay, so we move to the number five, which is the reconstruction of Navrongo to Mu Road.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and number 6, rehabilitation of Techiman in Konsia Wenchi Road, rehabilitation of Wenchi Sola Road.
That's 7.
Yes, 8 is construction of Sunyani Outer Ring Road. Number 9, construction of Kumasi Outer Ring Road, Eastern Quadrant. Number 10 is rehabilitation of Bintri, Nakwanduri Road. 11 is rehabilitation of Dodo Pepesong Kwanta Road.
Every year is in the budget.
Number 12 is rehabilitation of Atimpoku Esikuma Junction Road. 13, rehabilitation of Esikuma Junction and Nyirawasi Road.
So this is an example of what I was saying. They've done the road geography. At Timpoku to Asikuma Junction, Asikuma Junction to Nyirawasi. Basically, it's the whole road.
Yes.
All right. Of course, when you get to Asikuma Junction, when you turn left, then you are going to my mother's hometown. But basically, they've geographied the road. So it's actually one road. But you continue.
So 14 is reconstruction of Enyurawasi to Ho Titrinu.
So it's the same road at Timpoku to Ho Road that they broke into 3.
Yes.
15, upgrading of Akosombo Jakiti Kudikope Road. 16 is upgrading of Esikuma to Enum Boso Palime Road.
This is the Deputy Minister of Finance. These are always constituency roads.
It's on the road.
Akosombo Jakiti is the Deputy Minister. Asikuma to Enumboso is the constituency.
Thomas.
Yes, his roads. These are his roads. Continue.
Number 17, upgrading of Adome Bridge to Akwamufie Road.
It's also his road. 18,
rehabilitation of Ho Kwetoi Road.
This is the Richard Sky Road.
19 is rehabilitation of Kwetoi to Afiadenigba.
It's the same road that they broke into 2.
Yeah.
Afiadenigba to Penny. It's 3.
To Penny is number 20, yes.
And
21 is Penny to Aflao Road.
So 18 to 21 is just one road, which they broke into 4.
Yeah.
But the question, if you give it to 4 different contractors, how will you be sure? Because different. Let me give you an example. There are contractors when they do a dual carriage, they do one full lane, and then they come and do the other full lane. So traffic doesn't suffer.
Yeah.
Others do it. So some do it in series, some do it in parallel. Do you follow my logic? Now, if they are going to break this road into 4, are you going to give all of them the same construction approach?
Yes. So the project manager, whoever the consultant is, whether it's the agency or a third-party quality assurance person, need to map out. We call it how do you call it? You need to describe. They need to describe for you how they want to approach the road. So method statements needed to be provided for you to tell me how you are going to start from Ho to Titrinu. How you're going to go from Ho to Aflau.
Right.
And all of them must apply themselves to that direction. So nobody is doing something, assuming you are doing the left-hand side. Somebody is doing the right-hand side. So that disconnect some synergy. There must be some synergy.
Yeah. 22, Francisca.
22 is dualization of Winneba Mankesim Road. 23, dualization of Cape Coast Takrady Road.
Hold on. I thought Winneba Mankesim was already on the project. Or that's Kaswa Winneba.
Kaswa Winneba.
So MPP is doing Kaswa Winneba.
Yes, even that we are taking on up to the Winneba, they call it, it was supposed to be a runabout.
Yeah.
That will not be efficient because if you are going there on your left hand side when you turn, that is where the university is, and then where you can go across to another district. So we think that should be an interchange. So we are remodeling that.
So the Winneba roundabout is going to be an interchange.
Exactly, to make it more efficient, going towards Mankesim.
So Kaswa Winneba is an ongoing project which is under the second group.
Yes, exactly.
Which you said the money was not fully
exactly
done. But you are doing Winneba Mankesim dualization.
Yeah, exactly.
And then number 23 is what?
Dualization of Cape Coast Takrady Road.
You can do this in 2 years?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is passing us through Elmina and all those places.
Cape Coast Takrady, we jumped from Mankesim to Cape Coast.
So between Mankesim and Cape Coast.
Yeah, because the traffic is really from Takrady to Cape Coast. When you get to Mankesim, you realize that the volumes decrease a bit. And then we go, because currently there's an ongoing project from Takrady to Agona and by Josmo. But it's quite also a big problem because the contractor has raised a certificate of $78 million, has never been paid one cedi.
Why?
Because they never paid it. They awarded the project with their mouth. That contract that they've been touting, including the former road minister talked about, not a cedi have been paid.
Which road is it again?
That's Takrady to Agona.
He hasn't paid one person.
One person has not been paid.
Is he still there or he left the site?
Interestingly, it's one of the very patriotic people I've seen.
He's
invested 760. In fact, certificate number 1, 2, 3, and 4, totaling $78 million, is yet to be $1 is yet to be paid. Yet people have been standing on the rooftop. We have awarded not $1 have been paid.
Don't forget, finance minister said we can't award projects in dollars again. So now you have to recalibrate it in cedis.
We are novating all these contracts.
So it's a cedis project now. Continue. 24
is rehabilitation of Mankesim Ejumako Breman Isikuma Aguna Swedru Road. 25 rehabilitation.
Isn't that your hometown? Why are you jumping? Ejumaku is your town.
Yeah. That's the finance minister's hometown as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So 25 is rehabilitation of Tema Aflao Road, section 1. 26, reconstruction of Dodowa Fienya Dowenya Road.
This is the road I spoke about.
Yes. Yeah. 27, upgrading of Oyibi Apollonia Fienya Road. 28, construction of Enchi Elubo Road.
Okay.
29, construction of Dadieso Akontombra Road. 30, upgrading of Ajofua Osei Kojo Krom Road. 31, upgrading of Enchi Kujoro Pechi Road. And 32, upgrading of Bediako Junction Camp 15 Sefi Adabokrom Road.
What was the basis of choosing these 32 roads? Because some can argue that there are some regions that are not here. If these are your first 32 under big push, why these 32?
Okay, first of all, these roads touch every region. There's not a single region out of the 16 which is not benefiting from the first phase of Big Push project. Every region is covered.
Really?
The coverage is at different levels. On this list, you notice that yesterday, whilst we were in Parliament, we were trying to correct something. This list missed out the Tamale Outer Ring, which has already been captured and warrant granted, and it's over 34 kilometers of expansion, a big expansion of the road, the loop around Tamale, and some.
So it's also part of this.
It is part of this already.
So how come we didn't have it on this list? So it was the budget people who didn't put it. So
yes, exactly.
The paper you have has it.
Yes, the approval I have covers it.
So mention that road again.
The Tamale Outer Ring Road.
Because I was going to say I didn't see anything in the northern region.
Yeah.
Tamale Outer Ring Road. Okay, let's go to the second list, which you call the list of
the 13 abandoned road projects.
Because again, I don't even know why you call them abandoned, because some of the, I don't know, some people say they've not been abandoned. And it's more, okay, anyway, you go through the list and then we will see.
Okay, so this begins with the upgrading of the Kaswa-Winneba Road, and then the Tumu to Chuchuliga to Navrongo Road.
Okay.
Construction of a 36-meter span reinforced concrete bridge over the Kanyibie River, a 24-meter span reinforced concrete bridge over the Beche Lihu River.
No, are you dealing with the abandoned? This abandoned
yes.
road? Okay, good.
The rehabilitation of the Ofankot and Soom dual carriageway.
Pause there. That road led to a small demonstration. What percentage has been done and what was left for you?
The contract is about $340 million.
Dollars?
COG, yes. And
why did they award it in dollars?
It is it's a question everybody asks. Why? In fact, and in the contract they say that
yes, the local contractor.
Yes.
And it's a $304 million.
And then the contract says that we shall pay you in dollars. In flagrant, breach of the Bank of Ghana rules. Yes.
So are you going to change that to CDs? Or
interestingly, because of the strength of the CD, some of the contractors wish the contract should be innovated, and then the currency is now CD because it gives them much more value today.
Okay. The last time I heard somebody said that road had been done 70%. I doubt it.
A lot of work is required to complete that work. Because of the complexity of that, when you stand, if you are a motorist, you stand there, you will say that only 30% have been done because you can't find your way around.
Yeah.
But more than 60% of the work have been done. A lot of concrete work. Oh, yes. A lot of work has been done. You asked a question as to why we say the roads have been abandoned.
Yeah.
All these projects are GOG. And the simple way of answering this is that you initially said there has been a small demonstration. It could have been bigger demonstration. And it's just, a snapshot of what is happening across the country. None of these contractors is actively on site, including yesterday. People came to me and said, look, when we met the contractors and other thing, they told that they're going to do something in 30 days. We can't see much. I must say, though, that the Kaswa-Winneba contractor activities did not appear to wane that much over the period.
Like Fairmont.
Yes.
So they were working?
That must be said. Their activity didn't. But all others never met the program. Let's say this week we need to do this, next week we need to do that, last month. All of them have fallen short. Some of them don't.
Our payment, you see, if you want to ask for the road to meet a benchmark, the payment also meet a benchmark.
Yes.
Can you also say that for those projects, the payments were on time?
Brilliant question. So when we say, if you read the whole thing, it said, as part of the Big Push program, we have also selected the following abandoned road project for which no dedicated funding was allocated from the previous administration. And I initially said that the reason over 90% of the contractors are not on site is because they raised certificate and they've not been paid. Okay. So bringing them onto the Big Push is to say that they should take part in this dedicated fund that we have created because they are so critical that we need to fix them. So but then the other ones like the Takrady to Agona I talked about. Yeah. Yes, Just More is on site, has invested a lot of money and is still on site. But guess what? Certificate number 1, 2, or 1 and 2 or so was raised when they were there. Up to 4, not $1 has been paid out of the contract sum. So he's raised a certificate of $78 million right now, and we need to find money and pay. I know that yes, politicians we are fond of. We started it, but if you are an NPP politician and you go and say we started Takrady to Agona, you forgot to say that we didn't even pay 1 cedi for it. But guess what? President Mahama's point is not even about who started it. He just knows that this road is necessary. Okay. We will have to fund it and get it completed.
13, Where are you going to get money for these 13 roads?
13 roads.
Yes.
Okay. So when you see the multi-year commitment of government, we've adjusted it to include the cost to complete this project. So we know that, for instance, the Ofankor project, the previous government paid about $95 million already. He has raised another $77 million. I know that this week, if he's not already received over 300 million Ghana cedi equivalent, 300 million Ghana cedi.
About 30.
Something like that, so that they can go back to site. So we are funding the outstanding certificate plus the cost to complete for the rest of these projects.
And you are sure that next year there will be more money than the 13 billion?
Yes, according to the multi-year commitment, every year the money allocated gets bigger because naturally our revenues grow year on year.
And this money is from the annual budget funding amount?
Exactly. All our oil revenues, all our mineral resources and everything. Instead of spreading this, building AstroTurf here, which is always lopsided. I never saw one near my backyard. But of this, when the road between Tema and Aflao is constructed, I can even get to Sogakope and take left and go to Adaklu.
So while we, the road people, make a lot of noise, don't you think it's fair to have allocated some of the ABFA to rail and possibly water, in the sense that it's mobility we are looking for? I also know that for food, when you are moving food, if you are moving yam from the north to the south, it's cheaper to put it on a pontoon than to drive it on a road.
Okay.
If it's on a rail, it's also cheaper. Don't you think the mix for infrastructure, the road seems reaction to our noise, but on reflection, if you put these goods on the train from Mpakadan to Tema, or you put it on the ship or whatever from wherever to, it's much cheaper. How come all the money is going to roads?
Okay, first of all, the focus on road doesn't mean that government is abandoning all the other ones. The program for railway, the program for all other things are ongoing. But we just believe that the urgency by which we need to tackle these roads within 2 years cannot be ignored. So we will, in fact, the finance minister actually suggested that once we successfully exit the IMF program, all things might change, to be honest, in terms of all these things, because our sources of funding might be different. But whilst we wait for that, we cannot wait for these things to deteriorate any further. Okay. So it is not to say that government is only committed to doing roads, but because we are saying that in the past the ABFA was spread so thin. Today you see Coastal Development Authority trying to build classroom blocks. Then GMPC, because they have some access to some oil revenue, they are building classroom blocks. Then Get Fund is building classroom blocks. So we are saying that mop up all this money and say that for once, let the Ghanaian know that when I start from Takrady going to Hamile, I am driving on a proper road. It is not a constituency or region specific. When I'm starting from Accra, going to Aflao, I can drive on a good road. It would not be about Volta region or northern region or western region. It is just necessary to unlock some of the economic potentials we have in our country. So it is not in isolation.
So the big push for this first IMF phase is roads. No problem. Yes. I just wanted you to tell me something. Mr. Finance said the roads that were novated were, the criteria was that they should have been at least 70% finished. Yes. Can you give me a timeline that you finish these 13 roads?
In fact, they are all supposed to be completed within the same time frame. In fact, some of them, yes. None of them goes beyond that. And don't be surprised that you're going to see us being quite tough on contractors and consultants. You heard me say that one of the things I have that identified, for which every community I visited, even chiefs who are not civil engineers can see a bad road when they see it. They don't have to be civil engineers to understand that. And this we get there because of the lapses in supervision and everything. So we are saying, for instance, when you are a consultant, you take up a project from now, you take a professional indemnity insurance. Because if the road fails, we will be very much interested in cashing that money and use it to restore the road. If you are a contractor, and there's evidence that some contractors, anytime you say they should go and buy a performance bond and another thing, there are some insurance companies that even without looking, within 2 hours, can give a cover of a project worth 1 billion, knowing very well government hardly, it's just like the way Ghanaians drive. They buy insurance for a car. When you crash into them, they want to settle the matter on the road. Why do I have insurance? Why do I buy insurance if I'm supposed to pay for the damage I caused from my pocket? So from now, when you are a contractor and you take up a job and you are buying a performance bond, have it at the back of your mind that when things go wrong, we shall cash it to actually remedy the road. So don't buy insurance from